What's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of 7 Deadly Sins Origins. So in today's video guys, we're going to be going over the free-to-play characters that are optimal for Escanor, seeing that this character has been causing a lot of buzz and he released tomorrow. Now, we're not going to have a lot of footage of him in the background because of course this is before he ended up coming out. I'll have a little bit of footage that was inside the stream, but not too much of course, because I don't want to complicate too many things. So with that out of the way, we're going to get straight into it. Want to pull for Escanor, but you need more star fragments? Don't worry, I got you covered. Check out Loot Bar, which is the best top-up website for trusted, secure, and cheap top-ups. Whether you need it for 7DS Origin or other favorite games, Loot Bar has you covered with fast, efficient, and cheap options. If you go ahead and look at their Trustpilot review, they have a strikingly strong 4.9 stars out of 5. And if you do utilize Loot Bar, you'll be able to top up immediately and handle it yourself. Yeah, that's right. Loot Bar added a self top-up section to buy what you want, when you want, as quick as you need it. So it's quick, cheap, and easy. For example, in-game star memories cost $99, in which that can net you about 12,200 gems. But on Loot Bar, it's significantly cheaper. Just log into their self top-up function, pick what you want, pay securely, and immediately you got your funds in game. As a bonus, if you use my link down below, you'll gain more discounts and coupons each time you make a purchase, whether if it's for you or your friend. Doesn't really matter, whoever uses it, it does help you out in the long run. And you can even gain points too to get even cheaper discounts. But click on my link down below and save more money for your future journey. Alright, but firstly we're going to get into our main character, Escanor's kit himself. As we all do know, a character always has 3 different weapons to end up utilizing, so the units that we're going to be going over today will all somehow reflect what the character can end up doing. Now the 2 that we're really going to look at today is going to be the Great Sword as well as his axe, seeing those are the 2 that are going to be for DPS, and I'm pretty positive everyone's going to be using this guy for DPS. The sword and shield is one of the few things that I don't think we're going to utilize right now, so for the video purpose I am going to leave out that one a little bit too, so hopefully you guys don't get too mad at that. But starting out with at least the axe. The axe for Escanor himself is pretty darn strong and it is his fire related weapon. Whether you need some crazy strong DPS, he's going to end up utilizing one of the stacks called Sunspots, and every time he ends up stacking these, he can end up getting a max amount of stacks that is called a flare. Flare potentially just allows him to get up a ton of damage based on his HP, and he does even more damage as long as this is going to be active. And then of course, every time an enemy does have said sunspots, he's able to increase his fire damage as well. So this is all in all going to make Escanor hit like an absolute truck with the axe himself, and this is also going to allow him to do whatever he wants. Alongside of this, with his special attacks, he's able to make himself immune, and whenever he's trying to fully charge this, additional damage can be based on his HP markers. So the character himself, you're definitely going to be looking at to get as many crit resistance downs, defense downs on the enemy to really take advantage over that HP stat that he has and his overall DPS, just like a normal main DPS would be. And the same thing can go with the Great Sword itself. The Great Sword is a little bit different, and instead of it being a fire-based weapon, this is our holy-based weapon. But alongside of this one morely focuses on DOT and burns. Cool part about this is with each burn, he's taking down the defense decrease aspects, and he also can put a weakened state on people, allowing him to increase DOT itself. So certain characters that we're going to be going over today is going to revolve around the DOT aspect, which is going to help him out a lot. With the Great Sword itself, not only is he able to inflict burns, but he's also able to accelerate said burn damage while weakening the foe themselves. Plus, he is also helping out his DOT related team, so we obviously need characters to go alongside of that. But now we went over the 2 weapons that we actually need to look at and have a good summary over them. The characters that we're going to look at are mainly going to be SRs, with the exception of one SSR being Guila. So starting off with that named character, Guila is going to be one of the few units that I would recommend a lot of you guys to look into. The main reason for it is because she is available to everyone, and it just kind of makes no sense not to use her at this point, seeing the character herself can also inflict burns, take down defense reduction, as well as build up a decent bit of burst if you are using the rapier aspect. The rapier aspect is going to be the main go-to when it does come down to Escanor's fire DPS state, and even in some aspects for at least the holy state, you could still use Guila there. Both of which she does apply a DOT, so it does essentially help out the great sword, but at the same time, she is able to build up burst pretty quick and inflict burns, which does affect both of the weapons. I do think Guila's stocks are going to go up pretty strong, especially as time goes on for this game, and so once Escanor does come out, having Guila will be a very big bonus for a lot of you guys. So I do at least tell you guys to try to build her up to the maximum of her efficiency, and to be honest, you don't need much with her. Alongside with the burst gauge buildup and the burns that she does have, along with the defense reduction, the character herself is overall not that bad. She can be used in multiple different teams and is probably one of the most used free-to-play options as an SSR that you can really get your hands on. So I do recommend her to actually be one of the few characters you want to look at. But with that out the way, we're going to go ahead and go to the next unit that I want to recommend today, and that is going to be Tioreh. Tioreh is another fire-based unit that actually has 3 different sets that are pretty darn good. Whether it's Grimoire, Wand, or Staff, she actually is good with all 3. But the one that we're going to take a look at today is going to be the Wand. In which the reason for this is because with this character herself, she has sustainability on her side with HP. She's able to, of course, increase your defense related stats with one of her skills, but the main looking that we're looking at for today is going to be her passive as well as her ultimate skill. Her passive herself can end up helping out your HP when you do a tag skill in, but alongside of this here, her ultimate is able to apply burns for 20 seconds. Now with this burn, it can stack up to 5 whole times, meaning you can get some decent damage out of it. But remember, burn is going to allow us to take down defense itself, in which Escanor himself is going to really benefit off of this. Now granted, this is mainly going to help out his fire side, so you're really going to be taking that side, but burn once again is a DOT, so it could work for the holy side as well. It honestly just depends on what you have ready, and if you end up having potentials with this character as well, you can do some crazy things such as having some ridiculous amount of healing, replacing DN if you do need to do so, or if you can't run DN in this team. You're able to also get some decent tag skill amplifications off, which is going to be at her lowest potentials as well, making her insanely worth it. This is another character that I feel like a lot of you guys might want to go ahead and invest in, but instead of it being all the way for at least our fire option, she is definitely going to back up the holy option majority, because in most fire options here, we're going to be using things that are crit damagers or things that can help out the crit resistance down. This character herself is mainly being that sustainer while also applying the DOT effect that you do need. So this is more of a holy option, but still a good option nonetheless. Now going ahead and taking a look at our next character that we're going to check out today, this is going to be Tristan. Now Tristan is a unit that overall we've been recommending since the beginning of the game here, and he got reworked in a very good way that was insanely worth it. With the addition of different weapons coming in later down the line, or different engraved sets down the line, this character has several different uses and different aspects for fire and wind, but the ones that we're taking a look at is mainly the dual swords for the fire side. Reasoning for this is much like Guila, where burst gauge buildup is really easy, and alongside of this, he's able to take down the fire resistance. He's not going to be too much of a help on the holy end, and I wouldn't really recommend him for holy ending, but I will say for the fire side, building a burst gauge, fire resistance, decreasing that fire resistance itself, and you can even get up your just fire burst efficiency, it's going to make a lot of things really worth it. Plus his passive does increase all allied heroes that have fire damage by 5%. So you can overall just help out your fire DPS and the fire side of Escanor as long as he's in the team. Now holy version, it is going to be a little bit lackluster on that end, so once again you're going to be primarily using this character just for the fire side. I wouldn't recommend using them for the holy side, but he's still a good choice to say the least. And then the next character we're going to be going over is going to be Slater. Now Slater is another unit that is kind of a universal SR. Slater himself, without a doubt, is one of those units that you don't even have to really build. You just give him the level 30 for the axe side of it, and it's mainly because the character himself has a very cheeky type of skill himself that's called a charge strike. The charge strike allows him to immediately decrease the enemy's crit resistance, which is absolutely fantastic. And then on the off chance that of course you are using this unit himself, the passive with this said axe allows you to get something called Bloodstain, which on a bleeding enemy, which we will be able to bleed the enemy with said charge strike, you're able to increase your crit damage by 30%. Crit damage is one of the highest multiplying, or at least multipliers inside the game, making it one of the most useful skills you can also get in the game as well, or stats you can get in the game as well. So for characters like Slater, you're able to immediately get a bleed off, which is obviously taking down the enemy's crit resistance based on his skills description, and then it is also allowing you to go ahead and get that lovely passive of his, getting that 30% crit damage. So if you're looking for someone who's just allowing you to just absolutely abuse the bosses at hand, both for holy and fire, this character works as more of a substitute. Granted, there are units, let's say if you have a 5-star such as Manny or Daisy, you could very well use them instead, because they also do help out with crit damage themselves, and in Manny's case helps out in magic efficiency. But we're trying to go off as if this is a free-to-play aspect. So as a free-to-play choice, he's definitely one of them that is very good to go with on the off chance if you don't have Daisy, Manny, or anything of that nature. So don't count him out just yet. It is a really good character to go ahead and go for, so try to build him up too. And then as an honorable mention, which this is a character, and all these characters that I went over today was thanks to one of my friends Alcatraz that I've ended up meeting on Discord. They've been helping me theory craft quite a lot recently, and this was a character that we also talked about a decent bit, being Dredren. Now Dredren we don't see too much inside of the meta, nor do we see too much inside of most teams here. That's because the character himself is only good at one thing, and that is really helping out just your attack percentage. But himself is actually pretty darn good as well, because not only is he helping out the attack of all of your allies, but you're also helping out your magic charging efficiency, and you can even restore your magic gauge. This is obviously going to be something that's going to be good to have, seeing that magic charging efficiency is really going to help out the fire side of at least Escanor, seeing he does need those magic points. Alongside with at least the passive called Dueling Spirit, you're also able to help out your magic efficiency as long as your magic points are less than 3. This is going to be very useful because you are going to be pausing or at least using a lot of Escanor's magic points quite a lot here. So being able to charge up that magic efficiency once again and get those points on back to deal the max amount of damage is obviously going to help you out. Plus, who doesn't like extra attack? This is always going to be a good thing to have in the long run, and with the new engraving sets coming out as well, we should be getting one for his rapier set, so he might be even better than what he's been now. So keep that at the back of your head when you are deciding to go for these free-to-play options. But those are the free-to-play options for each of these characters and their builds here. I do think they're going to be the best units to go ahead and go over, but as a quick refresher, Guila, Tristan, Tioreh, Slater, and Dredren are going to be your go-to free-to-play units. But with that out the way, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to of course hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and follow all the time for more. I do have of course a Discord down below, so check that out. And also, if you want some extra gems, check out my loot bar link down below as well. It will help you out and give you some amazing discounts. But till then everybody, peace out.